What is going on, everybody? ZyoniK here, and in today's video, well, we did really well today. We climbed over 200 points, going 20-5 today, having amazing sets, 2 5-0s, 2 4-1s, and a 2-3. So all well played to my opponents today, but this team took everyone by surprise. It was phenomenal. Double steal in the back is a threat to be reckoned with, and today we are running 2 new Pokemon that I powered up for this season. If you guys haven't seen the video yet on my best teams from season 3, you guys can go check that out right here. In that video, we talked about the best teams that I ran, and we talked about the future investments that I was going for. Swampert and Magnezone were a part of those future investments. The Swampert might have not been on that. I think I got enough dust right at the end to get it, but today we're running this team, and it is fantastic, and it can handle teams where you lose a lead, and it can absolutely dominate teams when you win the lead. So we're going to dive into these battles. If you guys want to know more about the team or stick around for a deep dive into a battle analysis, breaking down the decisions that I make, be sure to stick around till the end. And also, I just want to let you guys know that we are bringing the Shoutcasts back to the channel. So if you guys remember from previous seasons where you guys would submit your battles to me and I would shoutcast them for you here on the channel, we are opening that back up. Family life is starting to ease up. We're starting to get into good routines, so we are going to be bringing that back. If you guys want to submit your battles either to top 5 battles of the week or Master League right now, links in the description of this video. Okay, getting right into these battles. Now, all these battles are going to be taken from my sets today. They're not in a specific order, but we started off the day in 2639, and we ended the day at 2839. I peaked at 2850, but in the last set I went 2-3 to drop back down a little bit. But these games were phenomenal. This team, I was hugely impressed with this team, but let's see how this first battle goes, right? We're facing off against a lot of skilled players. We have Swampert on the lead versus Dragonite. Bad lead. We got to go right away into the Metagross. This is our safe switch option in this matchup, and we have a Magnezone on the come-in right here, which is great. What we can do is we can really threaten with Earthquake, so I'm going to go for the Meteor Mash first. What I'm hoping to get is a shield right here, right? They don't want to get one shot. They have way too much energy. We get the shield. Fantastic. Now I'm going to build up to that Earthquake right here. Hopefully we can get to it in time. I'm not going to give up I don't think I give up a shield in this matchup. No, I do give up a shield. Okay. We give up a shield in this matchup so I can get to that Earthquake, and we go for the Earthquake right here. This is going to one-shot the Magnezone, right? There's a couple different matches that we'll see right here where I do different things, and we flip the matchup. Boom, we land it. Fantastic. Now we're going to see a Metagross now come in. So now we can line up our Swampert to their Metagross, and we can line up our Magnezone to their Dragonite. We're going to go straight for this Earthquake right here. I know they're going to be overcharging to get ahead on energy, but this Earthquake will be getting the final shield, which is fantastic here for us. Now they are going to throw their energy on Meteor Mash, which is fine. Right here, we're going to go ahead and let it go. We're going to save our shield for our Magnezone, and we're going to come back in with that Swampert right here. I'm anticipating that they will swap as well. So we're going to come back in. I'm guessing they're going to throw a charge move. Earthquake would do quite a bit of damage, but I don't need to shield right here. I need to save my shields for the Magnezone. It is going to be an Earthquake that does a lot. Here comes that swap in. We're going to swap in kind, and now we're in a very positive matchup right here. Wild Charge does neutral damage, right? That Dragon flying typing here on the Dragonite. Charge move now coming through. This is going to be the Dragon Claw right here. We're going to go ahead and let it go, and then I could have built up a little bit more energy. So yeah, we're going to build up a little bit more. They throw off another Dragon Claw right here, so I'm going to go ahead and let this one go as well. It's risky, I know, but we can survive. We're going to build up to the Wild Charge right here. So Wild Charge is not going to do enough damage right here to take out the Dragonite, which is why I needed more energy, right? Every time you use a Wild Charge, your defenses are harshly lowered. We could have gone for the Mirror Shot right there, but I decided to go for the back-to-back Wild Charge so that the Metagross cannot farm me for more energy. So they're basically going to do a couple fast moves and we go down. And now we have Swampert right here with that shield. It's a very close battle, and we're just going to be going for back-to-back Hydro Cannons right here. We still have a shield, which is fantastic. But this Hydro Cannon will be doing neutral damage to the Metagross, and we able to get to the second one here in time. So that one was very close, and we learned some stuff from that one that we're going to implement against other Dragonite leads that we are going to see in these next battles. All right, moving into the next battle here. Let's see how this one goes. We're going to see another Dragonite here on the lead just to show you guys the 3 different situations of what you guys should be doing. I think this third one, I really start to get the hang of it. So we're going to swap now into our Metagross, and they bring in the Magnezone right here. So what we are doing is Magnezones are going to always build up to 2 wild charges, 12 sparks. So what I'm doing is counting, and right before they get to 12 sparks, I throw the Meteor Mash. This is going to put huge pressure on them to shield, right? They don't want to go down instantly to an Earthquake and absolutely lose their whole advantage that they could potentially have. Now, we're going to shield that first wild charge right here. Reason being, they're going to want to build up to another wild charge. They're going to send it right here. We're not going to shield, right? What we're going to do is we're going to be able to survive and go for that Meteor, or the Earthquake, not the Meteor Mash. We go for the Earthquake right here. This puts them in a huge position to either flip the matchup for us or get the second shield, both of which is good. We get the second shield. In a previous match, we saw that we flipped it, but now you guys are going to see why it's so good. We're going to bring in that Swampert and now farm down with a lot of energy right here because that Magnezone, right, being electric steel typing is going to take double super effective. Wild charges do hurt. They still chunk, but we're going to be able to farm down. We don't care. We're not giving up our shield. We're going to let our Magnezone sweep endgame. I believe they probably have a Metagross in the back, so let's see what happens. We're going to farm down, and we will likely see the Dragonite now come back in. So again, we're going to throw that Sludge Wave. So let's see. I believe the Dragonite's going to come back in. Yeah, the Dragonite comes back in. We go for the Sludge Wave to chunk the health right here. We need to get that extra chunk away, so it'll help out the Magnezone endgame. And then we're going to now swap into our own Magnezone, get ahead on energy, and we see the Metagross now come in right here. So this is looking pretty good. We're definitely going to be overloading on energy. Remember, Wild Charge doesn't one-shot, so what we're actually going to do is going to shield right here, right? We can't get hit by Earthquake, but I think I go for Mirror Shot than Wild Charge. Maybe, we'll see. I build up. No, I just go for back-to-back wild charges. So this first wild charge is going to absolutely chunk the Metagross, right? Does a lot of neutral damage in this matchup. And we're going to build up a little bit more, and then they actually get off another charge move, which is pretty dangerous for me. I should have just kind of thrown right away, but it is just going to be a Meteor Mash, which means I can potentially farm down, but we're going to go ahead and throw the Mirror Shot right here. I don't want them to chip me down way too much, and I need to have enough energy to throw a wild charge here on the Dragonite. So we're going to take out that Metagross, and then Dragonite's going to come back in. We go for the wild charge again. This will be one-shotting the Dragonite, right? Does a lot of neutral damage in the matchup, and that is going to be a good battle. So that is how I handled the Dragonite leads. Let's take a look at some of the other Pokemon, right? Pokemon like Togekiss, Metagross, all that stuff. We're going to see them. So let's see this next battle. I believe this next one is going to be Togekiss. So let's see how this one goes. And what's great about Sludge Wave is it also hits super effective against Togekiss, which is really nice. So we have Swampert on the lead versus Togekiss. Okay, not the best of matchups for us. Also considering we have double counters in the back, but what we want to do is chunk the health right here on Togekiss. So we're going to go ahead and go for Sludge Wave. This does a lot of super effective damage, right? That fairy typing there on the Togekiss. We are able to land it, which is fantastic. They swap out right away into a Shadow Snorlax. So what we're actually going to do is we're going to stay in this matchup with Swampert. Remember, we don't need to swap out in order to realign Swampert to Togekiss. What we need to do is chunk the health here from Snorlax. So we get Snorlax relatively low. You know, good chunk of health away. We're going to go ahead and let the Body Slam go through. It takes us out, and now we're going to come in with Metagross and farm. So hopefully whatever they have in the back we can handle. I believe we're going to be able to. And now, charge move now coming through. I can't get hit with the superpower right here, and Body Slam still might hurt, so we're going to go ahead and shield, but it is Body Slam. Body Slam would be resisted, but I do not want to get hit with superpower, and guessing I'm going to go for the Meteor Mash right here. This does a lot of neutral damage to a Snorlax, right, that normal typing, and considering it is Shadow, it would absolutely take it out right there. Now we are going to see the, I believe it's going to be Gyarados now comes in, which is fantastic. We can swap now into our Magnezone, and the Togekiss is going to come back in, and we're going to be able to go for Mirror Shot right away. I want to put the pressure on the health and shields here of Togekiss to get that shield. So hopefully we get the shield. If we do, fantastic. This means that I can actually shield myself. I can't get hit with the flamethrower, right? And we're going to be able to commit to the farm down and do a lot of damage to this Gyarados in the back. So we're going to be able to farm down right here. We are already at a wild charge. Now Gyarados is a waterfall Aqua Tail Gyarados, which is pretty dangerous right here, but all we need to do is build up to back-to-back wild charges, and we have it. So we're going to go for the first wild charge. This will get the shield from the Gyarados, and the second one will one-shot, right? It is a water flying typing, so it's double weak to wild charge, so we're going to go ahead and throw that, and that is going to be a good battle right there to my opponent. Let's go ahead and move into the next one. All right. Moving into the next battle here. So I ran into one problem. One Pokemon gives this team a lot of problems, and that's Haxorus. A lot of you guys may have thought of that when we started this video. Haxorus has access to Counter, Night Slash, and Dragon Claw. It can destroy my Swampert, it can destroy my Metagross, it can destroy my Magnezone. So, if you guys want to counter this team, and they got the boost, it's so over. Hopefully we can land the Sludge Wave right here. This is why we're running that Sludge Wave, not only to help out with Dragonite, but to help out with Haxorus as well. And we're not going to be able to get to that next Hydro Cannon in time. So this Haxorus is boosted, has loaded energy, and we have to come in with Metagross right here. So we're going to shield the first one. This is going to be Night Slash. We're going to go ahead and shield it. And you guys are going to see what Haxorus can do. I don't have one myself. I really wish I did because this thing's an absolute monster. Now, I decided not to shield on this one because I'm like, I can't give up my second shield this early. It's Night Slash, and it does like 80% of my health. And then they swap into Snorlax. I'm like, this game is so over. That boosted Haxorus just absolutely decimated my team. So well played to my opponent. Not a lot I can do other than chunk health, swap into Magnezone, hope they don't have a counter in the back, look to load up on energy. Got to watch out for Superpower right here. Got to watch out for Earthquake. So now I believe I decided to shield. Yeah, I got to watch out for that Superpower, but they bait me with a Body Slam. Could have saved the shield right there if I called it correctly. Another charge move coming through. Just going to be the Body Slam right here. If it's Superpower, so be it, but I don't think it was enough time. Yeah, it's just going to be the Body Slam. Now we got to kind of dance with energy right here. So Magnezone can do really, really well if you have a lot of energy. I'm hoping maybe they have like a Gyarados in the back. I don't even know. They don't shield right there. I'm still trying to overload on energy. Keep myself topped up so that I can hit with hard-hitting charge moves for whatever comes in, but I have a feeling they're going to be able to take me out, and we are going to see a Metagross now come in. So we still have our own Metagross in the back, so we're going to go for, well, actually they swap, and we're going to go for the Mirror Shot right here to finish off Haxorus. I don't want any counters to hit me, right? It's still going to do a lot of damage. We could have potentially farmed down, but no, not going to risk that. We go for Wild Charge right now. This does a lot of neutral damage, right? Hopefully it lands. Hopefully you get the shield. Something, we get the shield. Okay, so now I'm going to load up and try to swap into my Metagross. No, they farm me down. That's well played. There's not a lot I can do. Yeah, they still have a shield left, and yeah, Haxorus, guys. If you guys want to counter this team, run Haxorus. So you guys may start to see a lot of Haxorus, a lot of Swamperts in your battles, but yeah, good game to my opponent, but Haxorus I ran into multiple times today, and that was the one thing that gave me problems. I really couldn't handle it, especially if they get the boost, right? So let's go ahead and move into the next battle here. So we've seen some lead losses, right? Dragonite, Togekiss, Haxorus, which gives us some problems. But now let's take a look at like what some lead wins could look like. So we have Swampert on the lead versus Hippowdon. Pretty positive matchup right here. They swap out into a Snorlax. Now, we can't swap out right away. What I need to understand here in this matchup is that I can't bring in my Metagross directly into this Snorlax because Snorlax with Lick does super effective damage, but we need to chunk health first, and then we're going to bring in the Magnezone here. So Magnezone right here, we got to watch out for Superpower, but Magnezone really can't do anything to Hippowdon, but Metagross and the Swampert can. So we're going to be able to get hit with the Superpower right there. I told myself I gotta watch out for that, but I've been getting hit with so many Body Slams, I decided to let that one go through, and they caught me right there. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go for back-to-back Wild Charges in this situation. The only thing we can recover from is to get Switch Advantage back, or get both shields. So we're going for back-to-back Wild Charges. I'm okay with giving up Switch Advantage as long as I get 2 shields from my opponent, because we have Metagross, which can handle the Hippowdon with a shield, and Swampert, which can handle the Hippowdon with a shield. So now we're going to come back in with the Swampert right here, and we're going to start loading up on energy. Got to be careful when to throw the Hydro Cannon, because I know the Body Slam is going to be coming right away. So what we got to do is really dance this energy, load up just a little bit extra, and then throw the Hydro Cannon before they get to another Body Slam. I can't take too much extra damage, and Hydro Cannon from this range should be able to take out the Snorlax. So Snorlax goes down, we have a shield, and they have a Dragonite in the back, so we're going to go ahead and swap to our Metagross right here. They're not swapping out right away because Metagross can still handle the Hippowdon. Now, I got to watch out for the Earth Power from Hippowdon, so we're not going in a shield, it's going to be a Dragon Claw. Fantastic. We called the shield bait, and they swap out into the Hippowdon, which is fine. We're going to be doing neutral damage, and they're running Ice Fang as well. Ice Fang is resisted on that steel typing, but it does really well against Pokemon like Togekiss and Dragonite, right? So we land the Meteor Mash, and then we're going to go ahead and go for another Meteor Mash right away. I do not want to give up a shield against this Hippowdon. We're going to save it for our Swampert or our Metagross to take out this Dragonite. So now we're going to see the Dragonite come back in. They're going to be throwing a charge move right here. It's going to be a Dragon Claw. And I'm going to go ahead and shield it, right? We're pretty close to our Meteor Mash, so we should be able to get to it in time. And there we go. Boom. We're able to get to it. This is going to do neutral damage to the Dragonite and take it out. So well played to my opponent. But like we saw right there, we can't just directly come into a Snorlax. We're going to go ahead and move into the next battle. But yeah, we can't directly come into a Snorlax. We got to throw a move first to chunk it down and then come in and look to get our switch advantage back or get both shields. That's why we went for the back-to-back Wild Charge. Okay, moving into this next battle here, we have Swampert on the lead versus Metagross. Really, really, really positive matchup right here for us. They're staying in it, which is fine with me. What you need to do is build up to Sludge Wave, because that's going to be threatening them with an Earthquake, right? They don't want to get one shot. If they call the bait, so be it, but we're going straight Hydro Cannons right here. We get a shield. Fantastic. This is very, very positive for us already. Magnezone, Metagross in the back with shield advantage is huge. So we're going to go ahead and let this charge move come through. It was just a Meteor Mash, which is great. We're going to build back up, go for another Hydro Cannon. This is going to chunk the health here of the Metagross, or potentially get a second shield. I don't imagine we'll get a second shield. No, we're going to go ahead and chunk the health, and then now we're going to go straight for the Hydro Cannon right away. We're going to be able to win switch advantage or get 2 shields from our opponent. We win the switch advantage. Fantastic, and we still have shield advantage. This is what Swampert can do on a lead win versus that Metagross. Now we see a Togekiss come in, so we're going to go ahead and swap right away into Metagross, and here comes a Garchomp. So Garchomp, thankfully we lined it up here against the Metagross because Meteor Mash does a lot of neutral damage to a Garchomp, but Magnezone cannot do anything to Garchomp, which is fantastic. That's why I decided to swap. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and shield right here. I don't want to get hit with an Earthquake, and I wasn't able to successfully count. It's just going to be a Sand Tomb. So here we go. I know it's Sand Tomb Outrage, so hopefully we can get to this next Meteor Mash in time. We're going to go ahead and shield. I believe I shield this next. No, I let it go through, actually. It's an Outrage. I should have shielded right there, and we go for the Meteor Mash at the last second. Definitely should have shielded right there. That would have been the safer play. But Meteor Mash will finish off. Barely not finish off the Garchomp, actually. Yeah, close one right there. And then we're going to come in with Swampert. Farm down, they swap into Togekiss, so we're going to swap into the Magnezone. And this is why I wasn't too worried there with shield advantage. We're going to go straight for Wild Charge. This does super effective damage to Togekiss. It should be one-shotting right here with the remaining health. Yeah, we're able to one-shot it. And then the Garchomp is going to come back in. We're going to be able to fast move down, and that is going to be a good battle. Well played to my opponent. Okay. Moving into the next battle. Man, we're climbing. Yeah, right now this battle is at 2849, so we climbed so high today. This was great. I believe we're on leaderboards as well. We'll have to see. But we have Swampert on lead versus Metagross, and we had a bit of lag. Did you guys see that? I kind of faced that there at the end where I come in and the battle's already started and they already swapped. But in this circumstance, we're going to go ahead and stay in against this Machamp. We don't want to bring in the Metagross to it. While Metagross could potentially win, Swampert does a better job at getting the shields from this Machamp, because that's what I want to try to do right here. I want to try to get shields from this guy and be able to farm down and have them spend their energy on my Swampert, because we can still beat that Metagross in the back with Magnezone or our own Metagross. And I decide to throw their energy right here. I believe I'm going to go ahead and let this one go through, because I'm looking at the remaining health there on the Machamp, and we should be able to farm down with our own Metagross. We are going to take a decent amount of damage from Cross Chop, but that's okay. We're going to go ahead and let it go through. Yeah, we're going to let it go through, and we're going to commit to the farm down because we want more energy and shields, because the Cross Chop isn't going to do as much. Now they swap back in their own Metagross right here. We are so far ahead on energy. We have 2 shields. We're going to go ahead and throw this Earthquake. If this lands, beautiful. We get the second shield. Okay, that's still all right. They are going to be throwing Meteor Mashes on me, which I totally expect, right? Meteor Mash can KO from this range. So we're going to go ahead and start shielding ourselves. All we need to do is get to that Earthquake right here to one-shot the Metagross. We get to it in time. Fantastic. This will be taking out the Metagross. We may see Machamp come back in and try to farm us down, but I don't imagine it could. It's relatively low. We are going to see a Dragonite come in, so I'm going to swap right away into my Magnezone right here. We're going to build up on some energy, knowing that Wild Charge doesn't KO. We're actually going to build up a little bit more. Charge move now coming through. I believe I do shield on this one. Okay, I thought it might have been a Hurricane. It was a Dragon Claw. They swap out right away, so I anticipated that and went straight for Mirror Shot against the Machamp here before they can farm me or hit me with any counters. Any counter damage is brutal. And then we're going to go ahead and build up. I go for a Mirror Shot first right here, hoping, first of all, I need to do some extra chip damage. Wild Charge will not KO, and I'm also hoping for attack debuff. We don't get the attack debuff, but we do get the Wild Charge on CMP tie. So we are going to be able to survive this Dragon Claw right here, which is fantastic, and then we're going to be able to get to the Wild Charge in time, and this is going to be taking out Dragonite. So the order in which you do your charge moves is very important. If I went for Wild Charge first, that Dragon Claw could have potentially taken us out, and then we would have lost, right? But instead we go for Mirror Shot, then the Wild Charge. So let's go ahead and move into the next battle. All right. I'm not sure how many we have left. We have quite a few battles to showcase today. We have Swampert on the lead here versus Magnezone. Very, 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 very positive matchup. They swap into Metagross. Even positive matchup as well. We're not going to swap out, right? If we swap out into our own Metagross, we're going to be behind on energy, but where Swampert right here, we can just start chunking away. I want to just absolutely destroy this Metagross because I can still realign Swampert in the back or get shield advantage for my own Metagross to take out their Magnezone or our Magnezone as well. So we're going to go ahead and build up. They are getting off a charge move. I'm going to go ahead and shield. Actually, I do shield on this one, yeah. It's going to be Earthquake, which is huge for us. We're able to catch the Earthquake. Now I know they can't throw their energy right away, so we're going to go ahead and build up, but we throw it just a bit too late. This is just going to be Meteor Mash. We're going to go ahead and let it go through, and then hopefully I didn't click it. I can build up. No, I did click it. So Hydro Cannon now should be able to take out the Metagross, and then we'll have to see how we can play this one out. So we take out the Metagross right there. We see a Dragonite now come in. So we're going to go ahead and swap into our own Metagross and get ahead on energy. They really can't bring in the Magnezone right here, but they do. They decide to bring it in and just throw the Earthquake. Just throw it. Get that final shield. Punish them if they decide not to shield. We land it. Boom. One-shot the Magnezone. And in comes the Dragonite. We still have Swampert with loaded energy. We still have Magnezone in the back. So this is basically a good game to my opponent. We're going to go ahead and let this go through. It's just a Dragon Claw. We're going to go straight for that Meteor Mash right here, right? Does neutral damage. And we're chunking enough health here with fast moves as well to be able to take out the Dragonite with one Wild Charge when we bring in our Magnezone. So we do get a shield right there. They're going to try to commit to the farm down, but I don't know if they can. We might be able to get to it in time. No, they decide to throw it, which is fine. We save our shield. We know we have Magnezone in the back. That's the safe call right here. So we're going to go ahead and go into Magnezone, and then we're just going to go for the Wild Charge right here. We'll shield the charge move if they throw it. So yeah, charge move now coming through. We're going to go ahead and shield it, right? No shields left on the Dragonite, no Pokemon left, and we're going to go ahead and go for that Wild Charge to finish off the Dragonite here, and that is going to be a good battle. So, what we've seen so far today is in lead losses, right? Dragonite's Togekiss, and Haxorus. The Haxorus one is very tough, but the Dragonite Togekiss ones are playable, right? Let's move into the next battle. The lead wins are destroying. Like, you can do really, really well on a lead win. So let's see here. We have Swampert on the lead versus another Metagross. So let's see what they do. They swap into a Garchomp. So again, we're going to stay in this, right? We can't bring in Magnezone to a Garchomp. We can't bring in Metagross into a Garchomp, but we can keep Swampert into a Garchomp and look to get ahead on shields against our opponent right here. Now, Outrage won't fully KO from this range, so I'm going to let it go through. And it was a Sand Tomb bait. Perfect. We called it right there. We're going to go ahead and go for Hydro Cannon right here. This now puts my opponent so far behind because I did not shield that charge move that we are looking very, very good. So now their next charge move coming through, I'm guessing is going to be Outrage, so we're going to go ahead and shield. I'm going to build up some more energy and look to try to come out of this fight winning switch advantage and also having a lot of loaded energy. I try to go for a Hydro Cannon right here, but they get off another charge move. This means it's just Sand Tomb, which is fine. We have a lot of loaded energy. Our defenses are lowered, but we're going to be able to come out of here pretty well. So we're going to go ahead and go for Hydro Cannon right here. This should take out the Garchomp. I don't imagine they'd stay in. Yeah, we take out Garchomp. So we maintain switch advantage. We see Togekiss come in. So now we're going to swap in our Metagross right here into a Metagross versus Metagross fight. What's great with this as well, we can go straight for Earthquake right here. This will one-shot if they decide not to shield, but I imagine they will. But I have to guarantee to get shields away right now. Otherwise, I'll fall too far behind. So we do get a shield. Fantastic. And then we're just going to stay in this and look to go for a Meteor Mash if we can. Now, I'm going to go ahead and let this go right here. I need to save my shields. Actually, I do decide to shield. What am I doing? Okay, I did so many battles today. We decided to shield right there. We're going to go ahead and go for Meteor Mash, hoping they think it's going to be an Earthquake, and we also want to chunk health if they decide not to shield. They decided not to shield, which is fine. We're getting this Metagross very, very, very low. Can we get to another Meteor Mash in time? No. Charge move now coming through. This should be an Earthquake. And it is going to be an Earthquake that'll take us out, which is fine. We're going to go ahead and come in with the Swampert. They swap out into the Togekiss, so we go for Sludge Wave right now. This is going to absolutely chunk the health, right, of the Togekiss, that fairy typing. And then we're going to swap now into the Magnezone and then farm down, and that is going to be a good battle to my opponent. They're not going to be able to get off a charge move in time. We're going to see Metagross now come back in, and we're just going to fast move down, and that is going to be a good game. Well played to my opponent. All right. Moving into the next battle here. Let's see how this one goes. Man, this team was so much fun. I apologize for forgetting some of these matchups, but I literally just did 25 battles and then started recording. Okay, so we have Swampert on the lead versus Mamoswine, and a lot of similar matchups too. So this matchup is really, really nice because we can threaten them with shields more than they can threaten us, right? Hydro Cannon does a lot of damage. So does Avalanche, with all due respect. Avalanche will still do a lot of health, but we don't need to shield, right? We do not need to give up any shields right now. What we need to do is pressure them with health and shield. So they get off the Avalanche. They swap out into Gyarados, which is fantastic. We have Magnezone. We're just going to come in and farm all day long. Charge move now coming through. Not going to shield. This is what's great. You guys will see a lot of Gyarados safe swaps, which is where Magnezone just... Oh my goodness, Magnezone does so much work right here. So now another charge move coming through. I am going to shield this one. I will get shields on the back end, right? Mamoswine is extremely low, and they only have one more Pokemon, so we're going to be able to farm down. I'm over 100 energy, but I don't care. We're going to get both shields away from our opponent. So we will probably see Mamoswine now come back in. So let's see what happens. Yeah, Mamoswine does come back in. We go for Mirror Shot right here, right? Super effective damage. Steel-type move against the Ice-type Pokemon right here. Wild Charge would not, so we take out the Mamoswine. We're going to see a Metagross now come in. So we have 2 Wild Charges already, but I'm actually going to go for Mirror Shot right here. They have to start shielding, so there's no way they don't shield right here. Great, we get a shield. Now I can build up to back-to-back Wild Charges and now go for back-to-back. This is absolutely punishing when you guys win lead hard and you can lock down hard as well. We get a shield right there. We go for another Wild Charge. That, yeah, they can't do anything to me right here. That's well played to my opponent, but I had such great answers for their team. Now we swap into the Swampert, go for the Hydro Cannon, but it's a CMP tie. We're going to go ahead and shield here ourselves, and then Hydro Cannon will be finishing off the Metagross. So we saw right there that, yes, I gave up shield advantage to maintain switch advantage on Magnezone. But we came in and farmed 100 energy and absolutely destroyed the back end right there, the shields and the health. So that is a good battle. Let's go ahead and move into the next one. Oh, nope, that was the last one. Okay, we'll pause it right here so it doesn't look weird. All right, let's go into the deep dive, shall we? Okay, moving into the deep dive portion right here of the video, we're going to take a look at one of these battles. So we have Swampert on the lead versus Dragonite, right? First thing we got to know, this is a bad matchup for us. It's okay for a Swampert when we can land Sludge Wave after farming down something to do neutral damage, but we do not want to stay in this matchup. We got to get out right away. So we're going to go ahead and swap into Metagross. Now, notice how they swap in Magnezone, right? What's important about Magnezone matchups versus Metagross is that they have to land Wild Charges, and they will most likely always build up to 2 Wild Charges. So they can go for that back-to-back or go for a shield bait. So what we're going to do is we're counting the moves right here of the Magnezone. And once they get to 11, which we get to right now, we're going to go ahead and go for the Meteor Mash. Reason being, they have so much energy right now, they're basically just at 2 Wild Charges. So if I land this Earthquake, that's all of their energy gone. They lose switch advantage. It is terrible for them. So they are likely going to shield. So we're going to go for that Meteor Mash, right? Got to put the fear in them. So we're going to go for the Meteor Mash just before they could get off their Wild Charges. That gets the shield. Now, in this matchup, again, they already gave up a shield, so what they're going to try to go for is that back-to-back Wild Charge. So we're going to go ahead and give up our own shield right here to stop that Wild Charge that does come through. This gives us a great opportunity to now get to Earthquake because we can still survive 1 Wild Charge right here. So we're going to see another charge move come through. We survive it, and now we're going to go for that Earthquake, right? This is so close that they may not think that it's going to be an Earthquake, or they may give up both shields. Reason being, it is a win for us in both scenarios. Firstly, if we get the switch advantage and we one-shot the Magnezone, we can line up our Magnezone versus their Dragonite. If we don't and we get their second shield, that is a lot of health left there on Magnezone for us to come in with Swampert and farm down and then throw the Sludge Wave, right? So that's what we're going to see happen right here. We're going to go for the Earthquake. Again, super effective damage, will absolutely one-shot a Magnezone. We get the second shield. Totally fine. We're going to come back in with Swampert. Now, what is very, very, very important in this matchup is to not give up your final shield against this Magnezone when you're running the Swampert. You're going to be resisting the charge moves. You will survive. It is okay, but we need that shield in the back. So Wild Charge comes through, resist it, fine. We're going to farm down. They're going to be able to get off another charge move. Even if this is another Wild Charge, so be it. It's okay. We will survive. What's more important is to save that shield and look at, we're almost at a Sludge Wave right here. So what we're going to see is that Dragonite come back in. We're going to be going for that Sludge Wave. I'm anticipating and it comes back in. Here it comes. We go for the Sludge Wave right here with not a lot of health left. This will do neutral damage to the Dragonite, which is why we're running Sludge Wave. And now we're going to swap out right away, get ahead on energy, and now we see the Metagross now come in. So this is pretty much a good game. We just got to build up to multiple Wild Charges right here. So they are going to throw their charge move. We have to shield right here, right? You cannot get hit by an Earthquake, which is going to be fine. Meteor Mash does come through. So we're going to go ahead and build up and then go for a Wild Charge. I did too much energy right there. I definitely overloaded, which is what you guys don't want to do. We go for a Wild Charge, which is great. And then right here, I should have thrown the Mirror Shot, but I didn't. They got off their charge move, which is dangerous. This is dangerous because if it's an Earthquake, it's over, but it's just another Meteor Mash, so we are going to be able to survive. And now I need to go for this Mirror Shot right here. The reason why I overcharged, so we're going to take a look right here. So the Meteor Mash hits us. Now, the reason why I overcharge is I need to make sure I have a Wild Charge ready to go when that Dragonite comes back in. So because they just threw their energy, I know they cannot get to another Meteor Mash before I throw off a Mirror Shot. So I'm going to overload just a bit to 2 Wild Charges, like we see right there. And then I'm going to throw Mirror Shot. This is going to do resisted damage, but it should be enough to take out the Metagross when it has such little health left. So we take out the Metagross, and now we have the Wild Charge ready to go on the Dragonite that comes back in. That, remember, we hit with a Sludge Wave. That's why it's so important you land that Sludge Wave so that you can one-shot at the end. That's a good battle. Okay, heading over to pvpoke.com where you guys can do battle simulations, team building, check out rankings, everything you guys need to know. We have the team that we ran today, which is Swampert, Magnezone, and Metagross. Those movesets as well are pretty essential. And we're going to go ahead and take a look at it. So overall, coverage, bulk, safety, and consistency, all really solid. Now what is very interesting is the X's and O's don't look too good. But what we saw today was absolute dominance when you win lead, even when you lose lead. And that is due to energy advantage and shield advantage. If we win that lead hard, right? Maybe we face off a Magnezone, we face off a Metagross. We need to set ourselves up to that safe switch. So maybe they swapped in the Snorlax like we saw today. We get that Hydro Cannon off, then we come in with our next Pokemon. If they swap in something like a Gyarados, we come in with that Magnezone and absolutely lock down. If they swap in something like Togekiss, we come in with the Metagross and lock that thing down. So this team does really, really well, even when you lose lead or win lead, but there are a few things that can beat this team. We saw today, Haxorus. It's very, very tough. If you guys have a Haxorus, I personally don't even have, and I think it's Axu. I don't even have one. I don't even have the Pokedex of it, so I can't even run this Pokemon for you guys. And then Snorlax as well is pretty tough, but we saw quite a few Snorlaxes today, and that's a team effort, right? You can chunk those things down. Overall, I think the team is very, very solid. We had a great performance with it today at a high level. We went from 2,600 to 2,800 in one day, which is fantastic. And I think we might be on global leaderboards tomorrow. So we'll have to see. We'll check out in tomorrow's video if we are. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think about the team and these battles. And like always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.